This thing called love, I just can't handle it. This thing called love, I must get round to it. I ain't ready. Crazy little thing called love. This thing called love. It cries
like a baby.
In a cradle all night. It swings.
Woo woo.
It jives.
Woo woo.
It shakes all over like a jellyfish. I kinda like it. Hazy Little Thing IPA from Sierra Nevada.
Yo.
Totally
My name's Joey
music.
Glock, and I'm here to say I'm going to rap this beat in a very fine way. Yeah, that's right. I brought rap back to the show because when I sit down, I just got to blow. I got to sit here, tell you what's on my mind. The feedback from the raps that I've done has not been kind, but I'm going to sit here. I'm going to keep doing it. Cold Cans Podcast, I'm destined to ruin it. Thank you. Thank you.
That was pretty good. Were you jealous?
you.
Were you jealous that I was rap singing at the start,
I
Joe?
got the fever. I got the lyric fever. And I had to bring back raps because our listeners have been asking for it.
You got hot and cold fever.
Yeah.
Leave you in a cool sweat.
Leave me in a hazy little thing IPA.
Yeah,
Leave
we
me
got
in
a
bath
we got
of
a
it.
nice little cute can here.
Mm-hmm. And for visuals, we're going to pour this thing into a cup. That's why we're going to do it. So let me right here, mid-show, take a picture of you with the cup.
Oh gosh, my hair's not ready.
Put it out, and there you are with your face that you do every time we take a picture.
This is a very serious show, Joe.
Cheers. Yeah, tastes like
it's
hazy
nice.
IPAs I've had. So this is the first hazy style brewed beverage that we've had so far, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
So my wife really likes a particular hazy IPA at the local beer establishment, Chuck Stop Shop near us. And I didn't know what it was, so I Googled it when you told me we were gonna do this today. I did a little Google research, and I found that so basically it's as a result of dry hopping, which is the process of adding hops to the beer after the boil phase of brewing, and it results in a more aromatic and flavor compound, and there's less bitterness. And all of it causes some hop particles to remain in the beer, which gives it its sort of hazy, kind of muddled look. It kind of looks like juice.
Yeah, it kind of looks like when some other particles get left in the bowl.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
No, it is. It's very hazy. You can't really see through it.
Yeah. Yeah, you could see like the sediment in it. So I would think if somebody like poured you that at a bar, the first reaction would be, oh shit, this is like something's off here with what I'm getting. But
What am I
it's not.
chewing this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get listeria again.
You are kind of chewing it when you have this.
Mm-hmm.
How what's your initial impression?
As far as IPAs go, I do like it. It's like a very, I guess, fruit forward would be a way to say it. Like it has a more of a sweetness to it than like bitter hops and stuff like that.
Yeah, it seems counterintuitive to me that leaving like a bit of sediment and making the thing hazy makes it less bitter. That's strange, but I agree with you. It's like smooth. It's still hoppy, but it doesn't have like the overwhelming bitterness that a lot of hoppy beers have.
Yeah, so this is an example of a New England style IPA,
Okay,
which
what's
is
that?
kind of a new trend.
Ooh,
Have you heard about the newest trends, Joe?
It's going viral.
The fads, the
Is it-
its and the greatest.
It's a meme.
Okay, so it's kind of defined as a murky, juicy fruit version of an IPA. And its origins can be traced back to one single beer, Mom. Heady Topper, first brewed by Vermont's The Alchemist in 2003.
Okay, so this hazy type of beer is a direct correlation. So if it's a hazy beer, it's in New England.
Yes, it's considered a New England
considered-
IPA.
So that's like
apparently.
the technical way to talk about it for you folks out there.
For an IPA.
If it's
not
an
just
IPA.
not just any murky beer.
Okay. So if it's a hazy IPA, it's a New England style IPA. I haven't had it very much. This has to be a semi-new trend. I'm sure it's been around for a while, but
Yeah, so the first one ever was brewed in 2003. So, yeah. And it says like since then this has become a huge like cult thing where if a brewery decides to brew a New England style IPA, they'll have an enormous like can release event, and it will get people will be lining up for it from like 3:00 in the morning.
Wow. Did Sierra Nevada make a big deal out of this? Is this like a seasonal thing or anything like that? Or
I think this is one of their regular rotations now.
That's
I think
fantastic.
Yeah, they're canning it, which is also a sign that it's kind of taking on.
Yeah.
Or catching on, rather.
It's not something temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have some of the facts on this beer. Check out
the facts.
The bittering hop is Magnum, which I think we've had before.
Read Magnum.
Come on. That is probably why I remembered, because
yeah,
that whole fucking bit.
What makes Magnum
French.
unique?
I don't know, Joe.
What is the property
the word
of Magnum?
Magnum is not clickable. There's no link. I can't do Google research.
You research that.
Magnum hops.
Because the finishing hops, then I'll read Citra, Comet, Simcoe, Eldorado, and Mosaic. I don't know what any of those mean either, but I'm guessing it's whatever those flavors are. I mean, Citra you could kind of guess, but whatever those flavors are, what give it its sort of uniqueness. Whereas the bittering hop is something that is kind of anchored in.
So yeah, Magnum. I'm on homebrewstuff.com.
Okay.
Big sponsor of the show.
Yeah, shout out to homebrewstuff.com.
A German thoroughbred with limited Pacific Northwest plantings. Prized for
sounds like me.
German thoroughbred, right?
With limited
You're one of
Pacific...
the chosen race. Prized for its high bittering value. The aromatic nature is one of spice and citrus, but it is minimal compared to its big bittering. Magnum has an excellent tolerance to disease, making it a popular choice for hop farmers. Used for all ales and lagers.
This is me. I'm a Magnum hop man.
Mm-hmm.
The Magnum hop boy, the MHB.
You're the MHB.
I'm a big Magnum hop boy. No, yeah, I like it.
What is the other Sierra Nevada beer that we did on the show?
You don't know? Listeners, how hashtag embarrassing is this? Because I know, and I'll tell you that it is.
Joe, I'm starting to think you're wasting time.
I know is it's a Torpedo Extra IPA.
Okay, so let's take a look at that little profile.
So that was an American-style IPA, so basically a much more general, wider swath, and we stuck that at 27 at the time.
So that's bittering hop was also Magnum. That's where I remembered it from.
So
and it's
Magnum
finishing hops. Finishing hops are Magnum, Crystal, and Citra. Okay,
so Citra is common between these two.
Yep, Magnum and Citra are common.
So that one, the Torpedo Extra IPA was 7.2% alcohol. This one here is 6.7% alcohol, so it's a little bit less than the one we've done. But
less bitter
has
as
more
well.
Flavor.
IBU is 40 compared to 65 for Torpedo.
Yeah, and I don't believe we have a parable or terrible, but just to get everybody's guts rolling as they're
churning, if you will,
driving home. If you're driving home and you've paired,
I'm driving home this beer.
Yeah, I see that. If you've paired today's beer with your evening plans and you're driving home, what you might want to prepare on the grill are pork ribs with brown sugar and bourbon barbecue sauce, a sharp white cheddar cheese, and for dessert, pineapple upside down cake. All those three things are recommended for a hazy IPA. I can see the barbecue fare.
Oh yeah.
I was just talking about this with my wife. What's your favorite current type of food? So you can say type of food. You can say like Chinese food, Mexican food, Indian food, that kind of thing, like ethnicity. And then
that's how I think about everything.
And if you have a specificity and a niche within an ethnicity, that's a better answer. But I'm not going to put you that far. Whereas like American food, because we're used to it, we could probably say like between like burgers and fucking barbecue and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I'm assuming barbecue being mentioned is what made you think of this.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say like sushi or poke.
It's your favorite right now?
Right now, yeah. Just being in the Pacific Northwest where there's a lot of good sushi. It's not like it is expensive, but it's not like inaccessible for like a dinner.
Yeah, and you can it's like an approachable snack, I feel like. So there's a lot of places in Seattle you can go and buy like 1 or 2 pieces of nigiri.
Yeah.
For like $6 and just have a really good bite of food without like paying for the whole meal experience.
Right.
Like, you can kind of grab it.
Yeah, and the best thing is, it doesn't weigh you down.
Yeah. You always feel great after sushi. which is crazy because there's rice in there. You're eating a lot of rice if you eat a lot of sushi.
Potentially, yeah.
But I never feel full either. That's a good answer. It's close to my answer.
Good answer.
Well done.
Let's play the feud.
My answer is close to what you just said. It's Japanese food as well, but more like noodles, ramen and soba noodles.
Sure.
That's, I think, my current favorite.
Nice.
Then there's the mainstay, Mexican food. Cannot go wrong with Mexican food. I get a little bit of heartburn with my Mexican food.
Uh-oh.
But the things that I like about Mexican food, and then I was going to say barbecue.
El Corazon Fuego.
Yes.
Or Fuego Corazon.
And then barbecue.
Yeah.
Which also gives me heartburn. And that one is just heartburn. But barbecue.
Not great of either of those in Seattle, I feel like, though. There's not like a huge scene of barbecue or Mexican.
No, I know. And that's a shame. Seattle has really good Indian food.
Thai
has
food.
really good, like Asian food. So good Chinese food, good Thai food, good Japanese food, like we've talked about, Korean food. But here, I think in general, my three favorite, when I get really good Mexican, that's like very satisfying.
Yeah.
Really good barbecue, like American barbecue. Although that said, Korean barbecue is really good too. Like it's more air fried and like kind of lighter. There's not as much grease with everything. But nonetheless, barbecue, like you get the mac and cheese inside, the cornbread, and like barbecue ribs.
I do not like the sides on barbecue. I love barbecue, but I
Not
don't.
even beans?
No.
Corn on the cob?
Big Bean Boy takes an exception
is out.
with the sides.
All right, that's fair. It's something I like. But I do think currently Japanese food, again, noodles for me, like Japanese ramen or soba.
Yeah, I mean, that ramen we had the other night at that whatever that place is called.
Yeah,
that
right
was
near the studio we had ramen, yeah. Very good. A lot of really good ramen in Seattle.
If they decide to sponsor the show, maybe we'll mention their name. Maybe I'll start remembering your name if you put a little dollar my way.
Nick says this every time that we're paying the bill at a restaurant. Nick, I have to drag him out of there as he's yelling at
I
the
try to
manager.
leave my business card as the credit card, and it never goes, so I don't know
The
why.
manager comes out, he yells at us. I say he didn't do it again, and then I have to go and pay for the meal. And then Nick claims that he's blackout drunk and didn't remember the whole episode. I mean, this is almost a nightly occurrence.
I black out 7 times a week.
But the one common thread between even sushi, not as much as sushi, but definitely between like Japanese noodles, barbecue, and Mexican, is they pair really well with like beer. They're kind of like meant to be had with beer, which is not the case for all, like Italian food is not great with beer. Like Indian food. Burgers and pizza, of course, are good with
Yeah,
beer.
because you experienced a lot of like different beers when you were in Japan, right?
Yeah, Japan's a beer drinking country.
Yeah.
They love beer, and it goes just really well with like a warm broth and hot noodles, and like a cold beer in a cold mug is a great combination. And you feel like, unlike sushi, you feel a little bit like overfull when you're done eating that meal, but it's not like eating pizza or burgers where you finish and you're like you feel like literally a different person.
Yeah,
Like you put on
you need a nap.
50 pounds, you need a nap, your eyes are rolling to the back of your head. But yeah, with like these like Japanese types of food, I never feel like overfull. I think that's what draws
I
me to
did
it.
feel overfull with that ramen. Like I think ramen can fill you right up.
It can't, I don't
It's
know.
a lot of
It's something about the
volume
broth.
because all the broth you're drinking too. That fills your gut up.
I know, but it's not like bready. I know it's a lot of noodles, but it's not drinking broth to fill you up. I don't know. To me, feels better than eating like half a Dami's large pizza or an entire Dami's large pizza.
I'm so happy that the show has turned into like gut feeling and what food does
I'm
to
not
our bodies.
happy about this direction. All right.
How I feel after I eat X. That's the direction
Well,
of the
as
show.
you kind of become an adult, it's something at least
It's a
that comes
big
to mind.
thing that plays into your day. Yeah.
But I think some people that I know like to overthink about like what. Actually, I honestly am not even referring to you. I recently, so Nick
Right. Yeah.
Nick just had a birthday, and we went on a road trip, and we were.
It's rude to ask how old I am.
Nick turned 30.
I'd be very mad if you asked.
Nick turned 30 again. No, we did a road trip through the peninsula of Washington, and
The Olympic Peninsula.
went with friends that I genuinely love, and it was great to hang out with them all weekend. But one common theme is a constant sort of state of,
Discontent.
yeah, I want to discontent rooted in either paranoia or anxiety, I would say. Like at any given moment, there's like this anxiousness that like I might not feel well in a little while. It's always based
yeah.
on like how I might or might not feel based on what.
Right. It's
we
a
couldn't
little
go with the
external
flow.
locus of control-y.
A bit of like, yeah, none of this is really my fault.
Yeah.
But it might feel badly. But I'm not trying to shit on the people we went on the road trip with. I don't want to name drop them. But there was like a decent amount where, I mean, because I said it out loud while we were road tripping. I was like, we got to just be okay at some point, right? Everything's okay. And I think like we were just talking about this before the studio. I've kind of dealt with anxiety for years. Like since I came out to Seattle, I started to feel like anxious all the time. And I was telling you, the thing that makes me kind of get over it is accepting the fact that the world is just indifferent to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what that is, but I don't worry because I'm not like special. No one's like out to get me. No one fucking cares about me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I
Can
kind
confirm.
of right, so if I kind of like kind of take care of business, show up on time. Act like a reasonable human being, eat well, exercise every so often. Like in general, things work out.
I think it's a good point you're making. I don't know if it plays into what happened on that road trip.
I kind of segued.
They're like two different things.
I kind of segued. Yeah.
Okay.
I was generally talking about that road trip was rooted in a bit of anxiety, which was unplaced.
constant self-affliction and anxiety.
Right, and it is fine because it was still a great time, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was an awesome road trip,
and I think all of us could recognize that it was a little ridiculous, and that makes it like okay, right?
Yeah.
And that helps to get out of your own head once in a while, because that attitude comes from just like constantly being in your own mind of like, I fucked myself because I ate too much and now I drank too much water. That was one of the exact examples from that weekend.
I'm worried
that
I
drank too much water. I need to lie down.
That's where I think I openly was just like, all right.
Yeah, we got to
stop worrying about stuff and just be okay with hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like, it's not like pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. It's just like, don't worry about every single little thing. Like, don't let that be your like Vietnam, your own personal Vietnam.
Yeah.
Every time you eat too much or whatever, or you're hungry.
Right. Like, certainly there is some balance where you have to be conscious of like bad decisions that you're making.
Yes.
And that over time, maybe you need to correct them. But in the moment, it does not help anything or anyone.
Yeah,
to be just incessantly worried about things. But I don't know. I think it's just it's like a risk aversion thing. It's like if I call out that at least I'm worried about it, then even if the bad things, even if they do happen, at least I could say like, well, I know I was worried about it. I used to do that all the time, and then I feel like at some point I was just like, I don't know. I'm not special really in any capacity, and I'm just going to kind of not worry about anything, like if it's under my control.
It's such a healthy realization.
Yeah. And then but sort of the anxiety kind of has floated away. It's like if I'm not going to really worry about like getting sick and stuff. That's weird because there's nothing I can really do about it. And I'm also like, if I can control something, I'm clearly going to know when something is a problem. I'm not going to constantly be checking myself.
Mm-hmm.
And people gotta ease off. I think another problem is like the smartphones and stuff, right? I mean, people, because we have to generate news and articles and interesting things all the time when you're scrolling through Instagram or Twitter or whatever, it's just everybody telling you, have you thought about this? Because if you haven't, you're probably rotting from the inside out. If you don't eat kiwis, you're going to die. And then like we all have to eat kiwis. It's very marketing driven, this sort of paranoia and anxiety.
It is.
I don't like it.
Because that drives purchases,
I know.
You feel something's missing and then you buy.
And then, that'll fill the hole. That'll fill what you're searching for.
This conversation has perfectly mirrored the whole gut-brain connection that I've been pushing for years.
How
when
so?
your gut's not right, your brain's not right, my friend.
I guess.
And you're going to get worried about things. You're going to worry about what's outside of your control. And that's why you got to cut out all nightshades and gluten. No, I'm kidding. But no, I think it is a healthy realization like you talked about. And I do think it breaks down into like two camps of people. Some people like need to get over that where they're not special, like worry about what you can control. But then we talked about before the show of like people who almost take the opposite stance of like they are unbound by any like normal things that people have to deal with. Like they're in their own world. They can
Right.
litter. They can throw shit out of their car and drive away.
Yeah.
And that attitude can extend into your entire life. Like I'm in a car, I do whatever I want, and then I just get away. There's no consequences.
Right. I do the same thing online. I do the same thing at the bank.
And
I
I'm
do the same
always
thing at the
online,
grocery
baby.
store. Yeah.
Right.
But all that, yeah. I think that
I buy 80 pounds of shrimp at the grocery store.
yeah. They complain
Call
about
back.
coupons.
Yeah. I don't know if that price is right. Get a manager out here.
No, totally. I think it comes from a couple things. I was saying this. People people believe that like the experience they're going through is unique to them, and not everybody
Right.
else has gone through that experience. It's just almost always isn't true. Like no matter what you feel or how you're doing, someone else has gone through that and is
You're a
dealing
hack.
with it. Fucking deal with it though. It's like
Yeah.
no one wants to listen to you complain about it, and nothing is really probably the matter. People just genuinely want to find like to the thing of like the world is revolving around me. They want to be in this reality show filled with drama, so they're looking for it. Oh, I'm sick. Oh, this thing is happening to me. It's drama. It's really like for the vast majority of people, your life is just pretty normal. Which I think some people get scared by that, but I think that's like if you can realize that, it's like a great opportunity. It's a blank canvas. You can go and do whatever the fuck you want. You know, I don't know.
So Hazy Little Thing IPA has a 3.96 out of 5 on Beer Advocate, which translates to very good.
Sierra Nevada is going and doing whatever the fuck they want by making a hazy IPA.
That's right.
Life is hazy is what I'm trying to say. You're not always going to be able to see right through your Miller Lights of the world. It's hazy. It's messy. It's a little dry. I can't get there. I don't know.
That wasn't bad. I liked the
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
liked
did
the
my
direction
best.
of
I
it.
did my best at ad-libbing it. So very good. Is there anyone else making
Any good
apt
reviews?
comparisons toward life or just reviewing it?
Well,
Beer
Phil's
Advocate?
Pills on Beer Advocate gives it a 4.14 out of 5. And for some reason his so if they leave a review, it tells how many characters it was. Guess how many characters were in his review?
33.
666, the number of the
Oh,
beast.
Phil's Pills.
Totally purposeful. He says
33 characters.
there's a lot
would
of
be very
drivel.
short.
Yeah, that would.
thought
That'd
you
be
meant
concise.
Anyway, go ahead.
There's some drivel, and then he's like, okay, this doesn't have the full fruit bomb character or the opaque haziness of many IPAs, but it never claimed to be one. Also, it's not
Wow.
$16 for a 4-pack. Loads of fresh hop flavor with just enough hop bitterness to prevent cloying on the palate. Reminds me of a CC Highlight in flavor notes, maybe a little less intense. Just a pleasure to drink. There's some acronym that I don't know what it
Oh,
says.
okay.
It says SN. Sierra Nevada. Okay, of course. Sierra Nevada, you've come a long way, baby.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So Phil's all
Praising
in.
them.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, have you had High Ally, the
No.
beer?
No,
I think I have when I was in Florida.
And how was it? Was it similar? Is this type of style?
I don't think so. Well, maybe. I honestly don't remember. Yeah, Cigar City Brewing.
What's Cigar City? Where?
That's heaven for my grandfather. Let's look it up.
All right, you do the research. I just wanted to chime in and say that I agree with Phil. Very easy to drink, and it tastes like kind of like a local brewery made this, but it's Sierra Nevada,
Yeah.
so that's impressive.
It is, and they still do like kind of the craft thing. And New England
Yeah.
IPAs, I think, are inherently like a craft beer type thing.
yeah.
They're
So
all going to taste different.
yeah, but if you can figure out a way to distribute that, that's great because there's plenty of places in America where there aren't a ton of craft breweries
Yep.
everywhere, and if people can have good beer, that makes the world a better place.
So yeah, Cigar City is in Florida, Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
That would explain why I had it there.
This is the comparison. Well, yeah, I love it. I think the hazy IPA revolution can continue. I'm a
Trevor
fan.
Heisey IPA.
Oh boy, the deepest cut reference.
Difference pull.
If anybody
Deepest
can
pull.
pull that, I'll pull it. Well, let's go through the beer tiers. Let's rank this bad boy. Cream of the crop, wild card, mild card, deplorables, and Russian radioactive. Where do you got this, Nick?
I think it's got to be cream of the crop territory.
Really?
It's a very easy
Okay.
drinking beer.
Yeah, I'm at least wild about it. So let's
Where
talk.
does it cut off?
Let's talk cream of the crop. It's 1 through 7 so far. So 7
Oh,
up.
okay.
7 up is Elysian Night Owl Pumpkin Ale, Optimism Brewery Before the Dawn, Rodenbach Grand Cru, Spotted Coral, Lagunitas Nighttime Ale, Pyramid Snowcap Winter Ale, Sudosu.
Okay, maybe it's not quite cream.
I don't know. It's near Optimism's Before the Dawn, I think.
Yeah, but we didn't have the Sierra Nevada founders in studio.
That's true. Hey, Sierra Nevada's social media accounts, we're going to tag you. Okay, so then if you look at the top of wild cards going down from 8, it's Red Hook ESB, Old Rasputin, Swivelhead Red IRA. I think it's better than those.
I think it is too.
I mean, I would put it... So I wouldn't put it ahead of Rodenbach Grand Cru. It's not better than Rodenbach.
No. Though it's in like sort of a similar category, I would say, almost like a fruity type
Yeah, I guess.
beer.
But this is like
summer,
an
like you would
IPA.
drink this outside in the summer.
Right. So it's
And
like
that's similar to Rodenbach.
somewhere along the spectrum between IPAs and like a sour then, because Rodenbach was a sour.
Right. So yeah, this has no sour capabilities.
But the fruitiness of a sour comes through, and the fruitiness of the hazy little thing IPA comes through. So, yeah, I don't know. I would personally put it at 6. I'd put it ahead of Optimism Brewery Before the Dawn, which was very good. But they self-admittedly said, they're figuring these things out. They're iterating.
yeah, and I mean that was a winter warmer, 9.4% alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
We're going into summer, baby. We're all about subjectivity.
It's May. Nick turned 30. We've turned a new leaf. And we're the summer boys, and we're here to say we're gonna wrap this beat in a very fine way. We're gonna bring back the rap to the show. And I already did that, and then I said I'm gonna blow. Now I'll turn the verse and I'll say another thing. Rapping is great. I am the king of rap. At Cold Cans Podcast, rap. It's not crap. It's just rap. I'm sitting at the table. I ran out of rhymes. Now it's the times to quit the rap and do the rankings of the show. Sierra Nevada Hazy Little Thing IPA. It's got to go to number 6.
Wow.
And that's my picks for the rankings. There it is. That's the end. Yeah, I put it at 6. Where do you have it?
I agree.
Oh, well, that's easy then. Yeah, I don't know. It was good
Slot
beer.
it.
I like that it surprised me. So good job, Sierra Nevada. And
That's not the beginning of the song.
yeah, blast us the music. There it is. Nick figured it out. We're moving into the summer on a high note. Listeners, we'll see you next week.
The Cold Cans podcast is recorded in the Overcast room at Cloud Studios in Seattle, Washington. Visit cloudstudiosseattle.com